07 StarCitizen, X-Wing X speaking. Yeah, breaking news. The first time people jump from one system to the other. The avocados could do that already. Wow, what a leap. What a leap. 323 is coming and we are all excited. But right now, right here, we are going for a ship review for the Origin 600i. It's one of my absolute lovable favorite ships because it has this beautiful front gate, and of course we take the Explorer, not the Touring. The Touring, well, it has a bigger bar area, so you have more friends and hang around and drink, you can buy that one, but for the safe price you get 24 SU more. So I highly recommend to get the Origin 600i Explorer. This very slick ship built by Origin that has 3 M7A cockpit guided turrets you can use, and 2 remote turrets with 2 Panthers each on it, is a very powerful ship, and with its size 2 shields and size 2 size 2 shields and the quantum drive size 2, it's a very powerful thing to go as well for bounty hunting and other things. You can easily take down a hammerhead with that ship, so VHRT bounties with these ships are totally possible to do. And with this 44 SEO of cargo space, you can fit in as well a nice vehicle, not just the small ones, an STV or a TTV. You can put in a Lynx or an Ursa, which just fit perfectly in there. I will show you an example with the Lynx, simply because it's a very nice thing to do. Most of the ships fit it in. The Nova, of course, obviously not. The Tumbrils fit in as well, but I don't think Tumbrils is really a ship for a 600, not a ship, a ground vehicle for a 600i, but of course that's preference, not factual fact. I mean, the Lynx itself that you see here, he is as slick as the 600i with the 2 additional seats, and of course RSI offered champagne is within it. There is a turret you can use, there are 2 weapon racks inside as well, a couple of compartments you can open separately. You see how nicely this is made. I think the Lynx as well, it's a formidable ground vehicle based on the Ursa, and just the interior is made out a lot nicer. In the passenger seat you can access the friend can access the turret, and you can go for it. Oh, well, that doesn't look very healthy. Well, let's assume that's not what's supposed to happen here. And let's just move on and let's fix this and put the issue council up for that at another time. Well, it could be that my character just suddenly became very flexible. Maybe I did a lot of yoga in the last couple of weeks. Okay, usual starting it, moving around, and you see the view of the Lynx. This is the Moonlight skin I got on here because I actually have a lifetime insurance on that thing, which includes as well the Moonlight skin. Yeah, let's drive under it. The cargo area is rather in the front of the 600i. I'm always surprised of this. Every time when I approach it, I expect it to be further behind. But behind we have other parts in the 600i that are filled with very convenient and nice places to go. As the 600i is really an exploration and a touring ship, there is a lot to see. And I mean, here again, we are loading this Lynx into these things. We could as well put in an Ursa in it, and just look at the amazing how it's built, this little snub vehicle that has everything on it and with it that it's needed and useful. So yeah, another amazing thing we have in StarCitizen, and this is a Lynx. I really like it. All right, let's click that button and open that cargo area. Another thing, pretty quick that this thing's coming down. Another thing I always appreciate when the doors go open and close quickly and we don't have to wait all the way long on that. It can be a bit tricky if you load that one in because it's really a tight fit, but it's not a, how you say it? It's not a glitch fit, it's just a tight fit. But still relevant in that context, Ursa and the Lynx needs to be parked the same in the flight direction of the ship, otherwise you cannot get out of the door, and you'll see why, and you really have to place it as far up front as possible. Can you see that? I moved the turret with the Toby, so as my head turns, the turret turns. Isn't that cool? That's just head movement you're seeing here. So Toby, if you don't have one, highly recommended. No, I don't get sponsored by them. I don't need any money to tell that this is good hardware. Get a Toby 5. They are pretty cool, and the immersiveness it adds to the game is just amazing. Let's come back. There's so much to say again about this Lynx and 600i and all the other many things we have. So we see, we come out here. It is a tight fit, you see. About a yard away from the front. Closing the door. And then press the button, which is... Why is the sign on there? Well, little polishments that we still obviously need to happen. And we are in the 600i. In the cargo area. So there is as well some space for boxes you could place into here. As you can see, that there is, it's a nice walk around this official cargo area. And of course there is a grid and boxes will be gridlocked, but you can put your personal boxes on the side and this works quite well and don't float and fly around. That's my experience so far. So, as for the cargo deck, we are in the lower deck of the whole ship, and let's have a look what else we got here. There are many slide doors, and this is the back elevator that we're currently looking at, for which is only allowing us to go from lower deck to top deck. So we can't exit the ship back here. So this ship has two exits. So it's a little elevator in the front and the one in the back, and yeah. Sometimes when the door is not opening again, you need to use the elevator to go back down there. So we go further to the rear, to the stern of the ship, where we find the habitation area with the crew quarters. We have 4 beds in this part. That is a rather big space. It's nicely laid out, so it has the usual Origin quality for life, off life as well for the crew. And yeah, we want to take care of our people, that make sure that we have a good time. And toilet area, shower when the future and the to be implemented survival gameplay will be more extended, more in depth. And there is one more thing down in the lower deck that we want to go for, and for this we need to walk through the garage again and we come to the, well, I would say that's the captain's quarter. Looking good, is it? With a nice little bed with 3 pillows. What do you want to do with those 3? It's totally up to you. I have a couple ideas, but let's keep that out of that video for the moment. Who knows what kind of gameplay comes in that in future times. We will see, and we're definitely curious. But again, look at it, how nicely it's made, how many details there are. With chairs you can sit with a couple of flowers or leaves on the side. Let's head up to the top deck where there is a lot more. On the left, as we get out of the elevator, is the cockpit. We are gonna have a look on that later. First we see all the rest of it, and here's the scanning room. And as the rest of the ship, you see how generous it is built. You have these ways around it, things, the details that gonna be implemented with scanning. I already look forward when when these planetary things have to poise on it and you see what you found. You have 2 scanning chairs that you can access to and to go in for. So there's 2 more people to go. We go out here and we find the elevator, the rear elevator, so that connects lower deck with top deck, the bar. We go first in here because this is the armory. So we have quite some space in that one, okay? So we have racks here and some more. That's not a rack there. That's future. What we click on here, that doesn't work. Yeah, future. But this one on the left here, that works. So you have two big armories where you can put in guns for your crew and make sure you survive. Guns, tools, medical guns. This is the bar and the viewing deck on the stern of the ship. Again, generously built, beautifully designed, typically Origin way. I look very much forward when we can customize all those colors as we can in the 315. Man, that's gonna be awesome. Just look around and see the beauty. See the big windows you have to see the stars, to see the skies in the evening, and the design, the marble, the granite, the stone that we have on these little surfaces. And of course, as much beer that every Australian's gonna be happy. As we move down the little stairwell, we come to another part of the viewing area with a couple of lounges and another beautiful little marble table to put down all these cocktails you've been served and given by the bartenders. You see that? It's really sitting in an aquarium. It's absolutely amazing. It's just gorgeous how it's made. But wait, there is more. Let's go this staircase down, and in case you are a gamer and like to play video games, there is your spot to go for. I don't know whether you really need to do that when you're out in the universe exploring the stars. You still need to play video games. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe when the transition between one two plays and deep sleep hasn't worked out as it's supposed to be possible. A pool table on the other side, we know that as well from the Karak and the 890 Jump. Always a nice thing to have in a ship. And last but not least, the kitchen. You like to be the chef, or actually hire a chef for any culinary dishes you want to have. You have a vast kitchen here with a great space of different works to do it, inclusive of all this food manifestator, 3D food printer that might be available soon to get all the little foods that you can have. Okay, again, fully made with marble and wood. Absolutely high-end, slick stuff for you to go for. And we have two more rooms that we can go in here. These are engineering rooms, which are quite interestingly located from my personal perspective. Engineering gameplay is not yet into place, but we have them here, so we might be able to use them in future. But now it's time to go for the cockpit. The cockpit is a 3-seater. In the center is the pilot's chair with two support chairs on the side. Again, we have an aquarium-like view from this cockpit, and it's another reason why I consider this ship so absolutely amazing to explore with, because it's just massive how much you can see as you move through the places. The cockpit itself, very functional. The MFDs, the multifunctional displays, are virtual, just a HUD in front of you. Look at the ship from the outside again. Look at the beauty that it is created with. Sharpness and roundness at the same time. Inviting and scaring at the same time. A wonderful mixture of design, how Origin really can do and is really able to do, and very good at doing. The signature wings of Origin, plus the signature thrusters in the back, that makes it very clear this is Origin design. Very beautiful, very nice. All that's been said, an amazing ship to go for. to fly with. Pricey. It costs you, as you buy it, in-game 9.475 100 AUAC. Pledge price is $475, which are good prices for a good ship. So I consider them, both of them, absolutely reasonable prices. And still, this ship as well has some downsides. For example, at least from my perspective, this ship is really great, or could be really great for smuggling, because you have a lot of power in the 3 M7A weapons you are having, even if you solo it. These ships, these weapons rip shields and ships apart very easily, are very big ships. While the shields you're holding, the strongholds by standard, which you can replace if you want to with FR76, for example, and of course always XL1 quantum drive, because you want to move around with it fast. They are very powerful, but for example, doing jump down, need to exit fast and come in, because snipers might take you down. The front elevator is very slow and you have zero cover, so you just get taken down when somebody is waiting for you and you couldn't take them out before, or you had a clear airstrike by a friend of you with an A2 that bombing the hell out of this place, just as an example. So that's definitely a downside of this ship. The other downside, it's rather slow. With an SCM speed of only 109 meters per second, it takes you quite a long time to leave atmosphere or to move around on planets with atmosphere. The max speed is 955 meters per second. So you clearly see this is not a quick, fast combat ship. The pitch yaw is at 30 degrees per second and the roll with 50 degrees per second. This as well makes it a slow movable ship, and it needs quite some training to be able to use those M7As that it works. It's more like sniping, because the M7A is not a continuous shot, it's just a boom, reload, boom, reload. So you need to be really, you need to be very trigger disciplined by using that ship. But again, I mean, so many small ships, you just one hit with those 3 M7A at one. If you hit them, they're going down. Until many small fighters onto a certain point, and even Cuddy's mid-sized ship, you just rip apart with a couple of hits in a very fast time. So you see, it has both sides to it. And inside, the defendability when you go inside, as it has 2 access points, it's quite well defendable. You have a couple of spots to hide well. Is it the engineering area or the habitation deck? You can go back to the showers, where you can craft to create bottlenecks if you get boarded in that ship that you can defend quite well. So that's my take on the 600i. To me, it is an absolutely great ship with just a little amount of downsides to it. So it is one of my favorite picks, and it is a ship that I would consider very much as a daily ride, a daily ship to do the many things, because it has a versatility and a usefulness and quite some power with it to do a lot of different tasks. Not so much for training, only 44 SU, but as I said, I buy very dedicated chips for dedicated roles. That's really how I am playing the game. And of course, that's not standard or how you're supposed to do it. That's just my preference. So I hope you liked that video about the Origin 600Is. And if it was helpful, please like, subscribe and share. And I look forward to see you in a verse on another day. 07 StarCitizen.